Okay, I apologize for all the wind here today. Not a very nice day, as you can see. Supposedly this is a working generator and needs nothing, so let's see if that's true. Okay, so it does run pretty well. It does stutter a bit. The RPMs are also a little bit low. So in this one you actually have to take this top cover off and bend a tab, which has the throttle spring on it. So I'm definitely gonna take my time to do that. I'm probably gonna pull the carb apart too. It doesn't sound awful, but you know, I don't want to sell this thing to someone and have them come back a week later, or you know, the next time they go to start it up, it doesn't start. So I'll turn you back on for that. I always cringe a little bit when I take apart something that's working because it's not working absolutely perfectly. In this case, you know, this generator is 9 years old. It probably has never had the carburetor cleaned, so it should be done anyway, just as a maintenance thing. You know, and since I'm reselling this, I do want to make sure that people are getting something that's going to last another 9 years with a little bit of care. You know, with that said, it was running lean with no load. Somewhat a common problem too, you know, the way they jet these things. You know, it's somewhat for fuel efficiency. They make it as lean as possible when there is no load on it, and it's also for emissions. So, you know, cleaning it isn't always the answer, but, you know, Briggs usually don't surge, so I think it's worth a clean. I'm taking these seals out because the degreaser that I use actually shrinks these, so I don't want to put them in the ultrasonic. I always check the throttle plate after I put the carburetor back on. You want to make sure that's not stuck open, or else you're going to have a little surprise when you start it up. Okay, so there were two in the front I removed, and then two nuts on the back, which were kind of hard to reach on this machine, but they're right on the back of this cover. And the whole point of taking this off is to access this tab right here. I just zoom in so you can see it a little better. So this is the throttle spring, and you can see there's no adjustment on it other than how, bending this tab. So if I bend the tab to the left, it increases the spring tension, which brings the throttle up. And if you bend the tab to the right, it slows the engine down. So this engine's running right around 60 with no load, and then as soon as you put a load on it, it drops to 59 pretty quickly with a 1500 watt load, actually more like 58. And, you know, once you load it up to 3000, which is, you know, a little more than half of what this can do, it drops below 58. So we do need to increase the RPMs a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to leave this cover loose so then the next time I run it, I can just get a pair of pliers in on that tab. And I like to do it while it's running. It is a little risky only because, you know, when you're messing around in here, you can hit the throttle linkage, or you could just bend the tab too much. So you do have to be really careful not to hit anything that's going to impact the engine speed. All right, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see with all the shadows and everything, but I'm going to start the engine up. I want to see, is it running smooth with no load? And then also bend this tab a little bit to the left to get the RPMs closer to 61 with no load. Okay, good. That actually ran better than I thought. You know, the carburetor looked pretty clean, so I didn't think that no load kind of engine stutter was going to be resolved by cleaning the carburetor, but it definitely is resolved. You know, the engine sounds perfect now, and, you know, I did bend that tab out, and it's at a little over 61, right around 61 Hertz. And with a 3000 watt load on it, still maintaining good speed. I think it was around 59. You know, so really the only thing I got left to do is just to reattach, you know, this cover, and then we're done. So I hope this helps someone. Thanks for watching.